I'm going to
So
need a ton of coffee today. I was up at 4. And then, yeah, I woke up at 4, man. I'm doing the my system is still getting used to this. I'm trying to do the plant-based diet, trying to get off of a lot of the red meat. It's causing me my cholesterol. I noticed that's my problem. And my weight gain is starting to come on. I guess I need to get harder on the keto, but if I get harder on the keto and I get more fats, my cholesterol goes through the roof and my doctor has a heart attack. So I'm switching to plant-based, and bro, the stomach just doesn't like it. So I'm like all night going, I can't sleep, and got up at 4, started working, and at around 6:30 in the morning, I said, I got to take a nap. I can't function. I'm on like 5 hours of sleep. And then so if you hear anything tooting, it ain't a band nearby.
I dated a vegetarian once, and
I'm sorry.
man, that was a long, 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 long time ago. And I tell you, she could ruin some stuff better than any man.
I'm telling you, bro, that plant-based stuff. It doesn't make you any friends. I was at a restaurant going to my favorite place to have eggs Benedict, and I must have spent a half hour in their bathroom.
Yeah,
it's bad.
I mean, I think anytime you change your the bulk of your diet, you're going to have some issues. Well, like about 2 months ago, I decided, this is freaking ridiculous. I'm a big old fat guy. I'm a Marine, for heaven's sakes. I shouldn't be a fat guy. But I shattered my knee and was down for 7 months, 10 years ago, and I've never been able to bounce back from it as far as weight.
Right.
And so I finally said, that's it. And me and my wife, we got on it. We were hitting it hard. Was doing really good, and then I got scratched at a roach job on my leg, and it developed cellulitis. I couldn't even walk.
Oh wow!
I've got pictures. I want to do a video on it, but it's
oh
just,
my gosh!
And it was just a little bitty scratch on my leg at a nasty roach job, and my whole leg swelled up. It went red. I literally could not walk.
Oh my goodness!
And that was that was about 2 weeks before PJB. And, I had this thing in my head, I'm going to show up at PJB and everybody's going to go, holy crap, what happened to you? You lost half a person. Well, when you can't walk, there's only so much you can do. So I'm still, and that was 3 weeks ago. It still hurts.
Wow.
So I'm still.
Have you looked into the keto diet? Okay, you need to, because I dropped 30 pounds on it. And with me, my cholesterol has always been a problem. Daniel Dye?
Yeah.
Okay, he went on it, and his wife and him. Have you seen how thin he is lately? He looks like he's like lost like 10 years off his life.
Well, he made a big deal about dropping off Facebook, and then it lasted about a week and he was back.
Yeah, he's not going to last. Nobody lasts a week off Facebook. Nobody's that strong. I have a better chance of not eating carbs than not being on Facebook. But dude, no, seriously. I mean, if you go on keto and you just totally change, like getting off the carbs and just going with vegetables and salad and that, and eating fat.
Yeah.
You'll drop, like I dropped 30 pounds in less than 6 months.
Nice.
And that was 3 years ago. But I reversed my type 2 diabetes, which I was already borderline diabetic for almost 2.5 years. And my triglycerides were through the roof and my blood pressure was through the roof. And I went on it, and I've gained back about less than 10 pounds. And it's been over the last month and a half traveling, because I'm eating 3-4 meals a day, because my brain is sitting in a classroom for 8 hours, 3 days in a row, just ate up all my brain cells. And I mean, literally, and I just was eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I normally have 2 meals a day. And I'm normally just eating, like, my breakfast is eggs and maybe some beans. and then at night a salad and a piece of meat. That's my food. And bro, you drop it with keto like you would not believe.
Well, see, I'm I'm a Southern Baptist. We love our food now.
I know, right?
But I'm at the
Worst
point
meal you ever
now.
had was wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. I'm at the point now. I told my wife, I said, here's the budget for the grocery store. I don't care if I don't like it. If it's healthy, go get it. If you don't buy it, you don't bring it in this house, I don't eat it.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
no, I mean,
so
I went on 16/8, that intermittent fasting, where I basically fast for 16 hours
yeah.
and then I eat 2 meals a day. But some people eat all they want in that 8 hours. I don't. I just eat 2 meals in between 8 hours apart. So I'll
Yeah.
have my breakfast like at 10, 11, 12, and then I eat my dinner somewhere around 5 or 6, and then try not to eat anything, because if I do anything, eat. And it's all about managing that insulin. Bro, it worked. You should give it a shot. Look into it. I did there's a great resource on the best resource I have is called Down Carb, Low Carb Down Under. They're out of Australia. This is PhD guy level of training, of where these guys have laboratories and they've been testing hundreds of thousands of people over 10, 20 years to prove the data. So it's a lot of science that goes behind that one.
See, mine's not medical; it's control.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
for me, it's real simple. I need to eat less, and I need to get off my butt more.
yeah, but I mean, with keto, you don't even have to exercise, dude. You'll melt the fat. Like literally, your ketones will be melting the fat away while you sleep. You'll lose weight. I didn't work out at all. The only reason I'm working out is because I'm out of shape. I'm cardiovascularly out of shape. Once you start walking and you're getting tired and your muscles are, you have, dude, look at this, bro. Does that look like it's going to pump anything anytime soon? I'm just a skinny guy, but I just don't want the muscle atrophy as I get older. I'm 50. You're younger. You're what? In your 30s?
43.
Okay, you look a lot younger. But bro, you're gonna start. I mean, I feel it, dude. So I had to start working out and getting back. I used to work out 6 days a week, 5 days a week for 6 years straight. I was in great shape. But I started the business and then married, and then it was like there's no time to work out. And I had to decide. So I get up every morning, do my routine, stretch, go to the gym. It doesn't matter now. It's part of my life again.
Yeah.
And you got it because you're young, bro. You're a young guy still, and it's hard to move around and get your stuff done. So, bro, you've caused me more unrest in the last 3 days than anybody
Really?
else I know. Yes.
Uh-oh. What
I
did I
mean,
do?
no, it's not what you did, is what you're not doing.
Oh,
I've been,
Lord.
since we discussed it over there at PJB, your YouTube.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
started doing some digging on your YouTube channel,
Uh-huh.
and bro, you've put in the work. I mean, 100 and something videos over the last 4 years, and you're disappointed because you got 100 subscribers. And
Well, the point here's one thing, and I know I still need to do all the things we're going to talk about,
yeah,
100%. But my main goal for the YouTube was communication with my customers.
right.
So, uh, customers always ask this question and that question, so I just make a video on it. So when they ask it to me and I'm at their house, I explain it and I say, hey, I'm going to text you this video. So when I'm talking to daddy and he gets it, but when mama comes home, she asks a million questions he doesn't have the answer to. He can
That's
just say,
brilliant. That's a brilliant strategy.
here's this video, leave me alone.
Yeah, that's the same thing I do. I got so many videos now. I can just answer any question with a video, and that's what I do with all my customers. I got a video on how we do our initial service, how we do everything. So it's wonderful. But bro, you could be milking that so much more.
There's a bunch that you can't see that are
private,
not private, but unlisted.
Unlisted, yeah.
That I send to my customers, like specifics on how we do things.
Right.
That I really don't want way out on YouTube.
Why is that?
because they get into pricing and
Got it.
all the little details of how I do things, and you got to keep some secrets to yourself.
Actually, I give them all away. I have, and that's probably the reason there's 5,000 subscribers on that channel. The reality
Well,
is you're an ace. By the way, if anybody doesn't know what an ace is, he's an associate certified entomologist.
woohoo!
Because that's earned.
So I was saying, you reminded me of something with the I needed to put on my to-do list is to get my ACE patches put on my uniform.
Right. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So we give everything away. The deal is, if you're going to educate the end consumer, which they're online looking, and they're looking for answers, the guy with the most answers wins. And no, they're not going to the Jello pages. They're not looking at ads. They hate ads. So they're going in and saying, how do I solve this problem? And what they find is, dang, this is so much harder than I thought.
Yeah.
It's like I was looking at your apprehend video.
Yeah.
It's got 600 views on it.
Really?
But yeah, you got a ton of views on your apprehend. I'm going to go over some stuff with you. I'm going to do some screen sharing, and then I'm going to show you some tricks. I'm going to give away all my secrets so everybody can. Here's what I've learned, Aaron. You can give away all your secrets, and people are so lazy, they won't do a darn thing with it.
Yeah.
99% of people will not do anything with it. And I could care less. You've got a lot of, maybe you've got a lot of competitors looking at your stuff, but the reality is that nobody is going to do what you and I do in reality to solve that problem. I would have done a complete apprehend video on how you actually do it.
Well, that's what I was looking at. I've got two.
Okay, I saw that apprehend one. That thing was impressive.
One is kind of just explaining how it works, and the other one is how I actually do it.
Okay, so yeah, I saw the one where it actually worked, and you got a lot of views. What you need to do is you got a lot of work. And what I want to do is take the time, bro, because I really want that thing to take off. I was looking at your demographics for Maryville. It's a very small town. And with very little demographic. The nice thing about Maryville is the income is high.
Yeah.
And the cost of owning a home there is low. So people should be doing very well to be able to afford a pest control person. But if you look at your sales and your business, where is the majority of your business coming from? Is it from Maryville?
Yes.
Okay, so you're really well established there as far as the guy.
Well, Blount County, which I'd say, oh man, most is Maryville, but then there's a couple little side cities there, and I'm trying to kind of expand into Knoxville, but I got to put a couple other things in place before I can make that hard push.
Right.
Because
that's a drive, isn't it? How far is that? No,
it's 15 minutes.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so it's not, because I was looking at the map, I just didn't figure out how long. I saw it's
but
distance.
It's huge.
It's huge, yeah. So that's what I was looking at.
To the other end could be an hour, easy.
Yeah, because I saw that you have two major competitors in that market. You've got Orkin in Maryville, and then you've got Arrow, I believe. They're there. Yeah. So you got to beat the online presence, and you've got what it takes to be able to beat the online, to get the online presence, because they're going to be lazy about it, and there's not that much competition.
Yeah.
So you got to look at your 3-pack. Are you familiar with your 3-pack?
No.
Okay, so you've got the ads. The 3-pack is this. You got the ads.
Oh yeah.
You got your maps, and then you've got the organic search. When I looked you up, you're not ranking on the. You need to be in the top 3 of that map where people find you in Maryville.
Yeah.
Your other competitors.
It fluctuates hardcore around here.
Right.
Sometimes I'll be number 1, sometimes I'll be 3rd page, and I'll check it the next week. I mean, it changes constantly.
Right. You just got to do. You just in especially in the maps. the way you're going to get more in the maps is more content. And, and you need to be posting more blogs there in your Google My Business.
Oh, text blogs?
Yeah, you can blog there. And, or you can put a lot more pictures up.
Well,
Or,
I've got
get
a
more
backlog.
reviews.
Got a huge backlog of text that I can start pushing there.
Yeah, because if you want to, they let you blog now right there. And you can do a nice 500, not too much, 500 word blog, some nice pictures, and maybe a link to one of your videos on how to solve that problem. You got to remember, backlink everything. Google and YouTube are the same company. They're going to use their own juice. So milk that juice. One of the things that I did notice on all of your videos, you got one common thread. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. Let me share my screen with you.
Hey, did you ever just Google hashtag what bugs me? I was kind of curious as to how, because when I do it, boy, that booger comes up.
Yep, you're gonna get it because you're gonna get it because this is to share. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna put you to the side here, and you and I are gonna be on the side. I've got two pieces of software that I've got installed. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to push this out of the way, the video. I've got two pieces of software installed on so I can analyze every page that I go to. I've got this, what is known this right here, where it says K tags. And this is an app that you install a keyword. It's called Keywords Everywhere. And you install that, and it's a free app to do search. But if you want to do actual keyword analysis where you import the words and you got to pay, but it's very inexpensive to get it. But what it does is that you can see the tags that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
On this video, I'm looking at inspect. This is another one that's doing great. But you have very little interaction on it. I'm just trying. I got to move around and look at my screen because I got a big white screen. And you can see over here, your hashtag, what bugs me, is there. Bed bugs, how to inspect a hotel for bed bugs, Knoxville pest control, Maryville pest control, Phoenix pest control, vacation hotel, and bed bugs. Those are all your keywords that are in there. Now you can expand those keywords. You got very little keywords. It's hard for you to do keywords in YouTube unless you have a tool, because it doesn't show you the keywords what keywords are available. We use a tool, and I'm going to show you this tool right here, which is vidIQ. Now, vidIQ is expensive. It's like $39 for one channel. I've got 5 YouTube channels, and we've got 2 of them on vidIQ that we use for tracking. Pest Geek is one of them. My Nature Pest channel is one. I pay like $79 for both of those channels. But it analyzes your channel and analyzes the keywords and then makes recommended keywords to you. This channel is very low. It tells you an overall score. You got a 38. You need something in the 50s because it's very hard to rank on YouTube. People think ranking on YouTube, I'm going to put a YouTube channel on and they're going to be able to rank. It's not so. It's hard because it's a very competitive space and they got to make it hard for you to rank because of the competition. It's not like jumping on TikTok where you're going to get 100,000 views if you do anything, because right now they're rewarding everybody because there's not a whole lot of competition. So it's got 1,600 views, the video, and it's 11 minutes. Okay. The way I'm going to show you, I'm going to open up another tab over here. Let me open up another tab on YouTube. I'm going to show you how I do this. Whoop, I'm on the wrong screen. I got 2 computers in front of me. Let me drop down my laptop. It's not going to help you. And we're going to talk about a couple of other things, bro, because I want you to rock this. All right. So here is my YouTube channel. I don't know if can you see it?
Yeah.
All right. So you notice I don't get a ton of views on my videos. Not a ton on all of them. And but I put out a lot of content just like you. But I got 5,000 followers, subscribers. You got to be able to rank. The only reason people will subscribe to a channel is if there's ongoing stuff that they want to know about.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're using it for one purpose, but how much business have you getting from your YouTube videos? Like, because you might not have a lot of subscribers, people who just don't want to subscribe to your channel, but they're looking for the information. They found you and they called you because they saw your videos. How much of that are you getting?
I mean, I get told all the time, they'll call me. They say, I called you because of Facebook, but then when you drill down, it's because they saw a video that I shared from YouTube onto Facebook.
So, right. So your following locally is really on Facebook. You're using the YouTube content on Facebook, and therefore it's generating the call. So it's still worth having. But here's what I do. You don't have nearly enough. And let me go over here. I'm going to go over. Let me go over on this side. I want to show you what I'm doing. In your YouTube studio, how is did you SEO your entire channel also?
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna make my screen a little smaller because I got to be able to see my own. I can't see my own screen. I've got this giant screen over here, but let me see if I can do. Man, this sucks. Anyway, when you go into your YouTube channel, you go into your channel.
Yeah.
And let me do this way. What is this over here? Let's drop that. All right. So let's go and make this a little bigger. I'm going to move it over here so I can see it. All right. So when you go to your settings and you go to your channel, you want to do it. You can follow me on this on your computer, but you go to your channel settings and you go to your channel. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to go into the general, but you go into channel.
Yep.
And I'm showing everybody all my keywords for my channel. This is for Pest Geek.
Yeah.
You gotta include all of the keywords that you want to rank for, that you want that channel to rank for.
I've got 6.
So okay, so what you need to do is you need to figure out all of the keywords. You need to be in pest control techniques, do it yourself, pest control tips. You got to think like putting yourself in your customer's shoes. What would they be looking for? And remember, they're not looking for buying keywords like how to buy pest control. They're looking for German roach control. How do I solve? And you got to put all those keywords that are major, like bed bug control, tick control, flea control, and then plus DIY pest control, because that's who's really looking. They're really looking for a DIY solution. You're the local expert. You show them all of your secrets and they will say, yeah, this is not that easy. Because if you do a simple video on just one product, they're going to think they can solve that problem with just one product. And therefore, they're not going to do it. So one of the things is making sure, go to your advanced settings, making sure that if you've got all of your, and you know, what I'm allowed to be, now you got 1,000, you're eligible for a lot of things after 1,000 and you start being eligible. But mainly that's where I'd be looking at my basic info, making sure that this is optimized. And what I'm thinking everybody wants to rank for. But then when I go to my content, I'm going to show you what I do. Here is one my guy just did yesterday. And I got to see how good he's getting. He's learning SEO. He's good with media and production and things like that. But here is, you got to have like a little paragraph that's keyword rich with what is known as latent semantic indexing, which is nothing more than synonyms. And if you put a, it's going to help you rank more, because here's what this app does for you. And this is very low because we're talking about Paul J. Bello. It's 28 out of 100. It's not very good, but it's designed for my in-house crowd that knows what I'm talking about. In the case of, let me go to another video and show you another option. Let's talk about, let's see how good this one is. Let's talk about, let's see here. Let's see how good this one is. I'm evaluating it now. He's trying real hard to learn this. All right, Pest Geek Podcast interview, San Roman Kid Romeo of Commando Pest Control. Reason we got Kid Romeo, this guy's a former WWF wrestler. That was his name. If anybody's looking for Kid Romeo,
yeah, that's going to hit.
They're going to hit. So the reality is he's got way too many hashtags. Google is only going to give you 3 hashtags to show up. So, and we don't have any of my, so let me show you what I do with Asana. I'm going to get with him on this today, because this is perfect. I've got a collaboration app that we use, and these are all our projects that we're working on. But here's my SEO links. All right. And this is what I want to do. He's already got the hashtags. I want to make sure I link everything to my social media. So, all right, now all my social media is in my video. So if they come across my video, they can follow me on Facebook if they prefer Facebook to see more stuff. So that's in there. The reality of organic social media strategy versus a spend with Sam Roman of Commando Pest Control. All right, now what keywords did we go after? Well, here's all my keywords in there. That's a lot of keywords. But all these keywords are regarding this. However, the strategy would be for me to take copy this with, this is my keyword inspector. This is the beauty of this software. I'm going to show you. I can take all these keywords, copy it, right? And then I'll go up here. And here's what I'll do. I'll stick them all in there, and I'll start writing content around all those keywords.
Okay.
And write a paragraph where now it's keyword rich. And then this takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to SEO a video. The reason is I'll write, and I might not use all of these because it looks like too much. That's like, I would have to write 1,000 words in there, 500, and they give you 5,000 characters. But I would write probably, so I can start, writing content around it, and you kind of get the picture. So I'm going to delete that. And this is the beauty of this app right here. It's this keyword inspector, because the keyword inspector tells me it's basically the same thing as a Google search. If I put in SEO, like video, or let's talk about something that everybody wants, YouTube SEO. All right. And I do a search. It's going to bring up all my competitors up here on the side that is doing the same thing. And I can go in and I can analyze their keywords and how they wrote it and whatever. And I can basically steal everything they've done legally. It's all notable. But SEO, look at that. YouTube SEO is the most used word 7 out of 10 times, 478 searches, 478,000 searches, 71 out of, and it has low competition. If anything has low competition and that much search volume, I should be going after it. Because if I'm going after high competition words, it makes it too hard to rank for it. I'm looking for low-hanging fruit that I can add. So I'm going to go here and drop that in there, and then I can take and drop these, and it'll drop them into my YouTube SEO tips. So if I clear this and I close it, there's the 2 keywords in there automatically put inside. I don't have to. And look how high these are, 66, 70. These scores, like this is wildlife. You know, the reason we put wildlife in there is because he discusses wildlife in the content. But unless you put it in here, it's totally useless to put that keyword in there. It's not related. This is why we got a low score. This is why we got a, now look at when I added 2 keywords that are pivotal, and my score went up to 43.9. It's got a checklist of things you need to do. He didn't create a card for it. All right, so I'm going to create a card for it. You got to create a card. And I'm going to have to go in there later and do all this. And where's my video? Let's go this. An end screen. No end screens were created. You can close caption it if you want. It's going to help. And can I monetize it? And these are the things. I'm not able to monetize this yet because I need to take 2,000. But, and then reply to recent comments. So all these things will help in your SEO. So this is kind of like a guideline. It's got 5 out of 5 tags. Good. It's good. So it gives you a scorecard. It's actionable from an actionable perspective, 43.9% out of 50, which is really good. Let me show you one that I actually SEO'd. All right, so I'm going to show you one. Let's go back. All right, listen, this one right here. Did I do this one? This, who's this? Jake Inluch. Let's go back a little bit further. Let me see how this one's done. All right. Let me see where we're at. All right. All right, so here you go. I want him to show up in the local market, so I'm going to drop it in there, his name and the city. And basically a little thing, a blurb. I got a backlink to him. When we go into the SEO part, since it's an interview about him, business planning, how to start a business, all my keywords are in there. Some of those keywords are embedded in latent semantic indexing in here. So I took his info, I dropped it in there. It's actionable, but look at my checklist. 1 card, 1 end screen, everything I could possibly do, shared on Facebook, I did. That's the best I can do for that video. I'm not going to close caption and I can't monetize it. There's no ads. So that video has gotten 100 and something views already on it. It just depends. So what you got to do is figure it out, but the tool really helps. One of the things I also noticed on your videos are that your intros are super long.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
Yep, they're super long. Everything is going to sonic branding and really short. Like all of mine, if you go to Nature Pest, let me show you what I've done. I don't know if you've seen mine. Switch. Like these are all my YouTube channels. If you go in to some of my older stuff, and we've done like, let's take a look at that one. Hey guys, Frank Kavetsky. And there you go. That's it. I get into the content.
Yeah.
Because you got some videos that are 2.5 minutes long, and your intros and outros are 2 minutes. You got more advertising going on than content. People get turned off by it.
Yeah, I've actually, believe it or not, that's shortened big time.
Yeah, so that's what I would focus on, because you got a great logo and you've done a great work with that eagle, the phoenix flying. But let me go over here. I'm going to show you this one. Let's go to my channel, and of course I've got ads. That's 4 seconds. That's it. And that was actually 8 seconds, and we found it too long at 8 seconds. We shrunk it down to 4. And what you got to do is you got to make sure that your titles are like, see this one right here, it's got 40 views only. All right. And then, but look how many keywords we got in there. 57 out of 100. I mean, that's pretty good for that little video. And that's about as good as you're going to get. Look at my actions. And this gets into my channel. And you get a lot of analytics from this, which is awesome. And basically it's, select black dealing with slugs and snails. And it's basically about slugs and snail. Now, what I do is, if you got enough content, Aaron, how many views you get doesn't matter, because people start following you for a reason. And what you want to do is you want to do a lot more videos in the markets that you want to reach. Because let me show you something that you can do it. Are you geotagging your videos inside?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good. So they're actually in the location you shot them. They're actually thumbed in that location.
Yes.
And so what I would do is do it in several cities. Like do it in Knoxville. Even if you're not there.
For each video, or
I would focus on the markets you want to reach. Start geotagging videos from those locations inside. So you might do a content where you mention Knoxville, that you're serving Knoxville, and German roach problems in Knoxville, instead of just Maryville by itself, because you need to be where the action is. And if you want to open up that market, like right here, I got a lot of work to do now on these last couple of videos, but like sometimes I will, and sometimes I won't, depending on if I want it. Go down here real quick. Like video location right here inside your video. You can make it for a specific city.
But you can only do one per video.
Correct. But you might dedicate a series of videos to the markets that you want to target.
I got
so
you.
German roach control in Knoxville, Tennessee. How to solve German roach problems in Knoxville, Tennessee, and you drop the keyword in there. And you can do the same video as long as you take that video and you re-render it. And you don't upload the same video. You can go ahead and use that video multiple times throughout YouTube. You just can't be the same video more than 3 times. So what you do is you re-render it again. So you get a whole new video with a whole new name, and you upload that video exclusively for that purpose. And then you tag everything in that video for the market you want to reach, and you geotag it here for Knoxville, Tennessee, let's say. And you got to make custom content for it. So, once you get the hang of this, SEOing a video takes about 15 minutes, because you're going to go back and forth with your keywords. You see, I'm dumping a ton of keywords in here that are all high value. And then I could geotag this. How plant selection and irrigation errors and landscape design affect plants and pest control service. Look how many keywords are in there. Plant, irrigation, pest control. You got to use up. You got 100 characters right here to use. Use up your 100 characters. Don't worry about putting your name and the hashtag bug me in your title. Worry about putting keywords in that title that are relative to what you want people to find. You can stick your hashtag down here. It'll show up. If you stick a hashtag in there, it will show up in the video. Let me show you.
Okay.
Is your agency's website?
There it is, my hashtags right there. See them?
Yep.
There they are. So you can put what bugs me. Don't use up that space for your name. Your name is already, it's almost like you're spamming. So that you could be getting dinged by YouTube for doing that.
Okay.
So what I would do is make sure you have more content here that's rich and do keyword analysis. I would definitely, if this one is too expensive, then look at TubeBuddy. These are words we could not use 20 years ago. But I would look up TubeBuddy. Is really, this one's better, but TubeBuddy's good. And you can see, look how many keywords this K tag, and then take other people's videos that are ranking, go through YouTube, find other people's that are ranking, figure out what they're ranking for, and do the same thing, because remember that this is a competitive sport. You have to outdo your competition to rank. It's not just your local market, but you got to outrank everybody else. So when somebody goes and looks for, I'm trying to rank for this. This is very hard. This is competitive. This is why I don't care to give it all away. Most people are not going to put the work in to make this happen. I got to outrank all these guys. There we are. Nature Pest shows up. Look. And my videos show up. Look how many videos are on the top page of YouTube right now for me. One, and this is nationally. This is not local. Nature Pest, plant selection. There's my latest 2 videos. And I have to outrank my competition. So this is the competitiveness that you have to get with in order to be able to get your videos to rank so that people do call you for the business. And give away. I've got on my Nature Pest. Look at this one. I'm going to show you this one. If you got an apartment, which people are, all right. This is a keyword. There it is. I got the #1 video on YouTube. I've got the second video on YouTube ranking nationally. I got
Let me ask you this.
4 videos.
If you are signed into your account on YouTube, do you get the same results when you do these searches?
You should. I've done it incognito, and everybody says, no, you got to do it. I've done it on Nature Pest incognito. Go ahead and but look at this one. That thing's got 126,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
The next guy's got 10,000. How to get rid of roaches for good, 1 million views, except they don't tell you how. This one only has 15,000 views. That's the reason people are going in and they're getting views, but they're not really solving it. There's one we did, only has 6,000 views. And this is one we did in inner city. This one's why roach baits are more effective, 66,000 views. You got a lot of content. I would go back and just re-SEO all that content. Let me see here. but you got to be willing to give it away. I mean, the only reason I got this is a 20-minute tutorial on how I actually do it. You know how hard it is to explain IPM and roach control to a client? And then but you can't hoard. Let me get out of here. What am I going to do here? Let me see here. Get you over. What the heck am I doing? Oh, here. Okay, stop share. Here we go. All right.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, right. you can't rank and in a media where everybody and their grandmother gives everything away, and people are going in looking for a solution, and that solution isn't there. You're a certified entomologist, associate certified entomologist. You got the knowledge, you've got the experience. Give it all away. Because you want to be the local expert. You can't be the local expert. Right now, you're the local entertainer on pest control. The problem is nobody's looking for entertainment on pest control. People want solutions.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of funny stuff that could be like supplemental because it shows your personality, which is fun, but you got to give me some meat. I can't survive on gravy. And that's what I would do. I just give it all away. I would post all those videos with solutions. Forget about it. Don't put the pricing stuff, because then it locks you in. What you said on your video, your pricing is this, and now that was 4 years ago, and your pricing's gone up. But
that's the only thing that I've kind of kept to my unlisted. There's I don't have there's no like DIY actually do it this way stuff that's restricted. It's all out there.
Okay. Just then SEO it better, because you got a lot of content, man. I mean, that's a lot of work. That's why I said, man, I hate you putting all that work in and it's like you're not ranking. However, what are you doing for ads on your marketplace? What are you doing for marketing?
Nothing.
Okay.
I hardly even since the day I opened, we've maybe spent maybe $1,000 in 6 years in any kind of advertising.
What are you getting on a daily basis as far? Are you happy with the marketing you're doing now? I mean, that you got on Facebook going?
Yeah, I'm kind of weird. And this is my hang up. I don't like paying for ads and stuff, because when I personally see an ad, I never buy anything off of ads or believe anything that's said. It's all bull crap.
Right.
But I realize that's my hang up. So I've tried to do, a Facebook thing here and there. We did a little Google thing once, and it was just a waste of time. But I'm sure it wasn't done correctly, because I'm doing it all. And I want to grow, but I want to grow slow.
Of course. Yeah.
Which
you have to be able to manage it.
Much slower than what the industry says it should be. But I'm comfortable with it. I can manage it.
What number do you got in your mind? Because that helps. What number do you have in your mind that you think you want to grow at?
See, I don't. That's another thing. I'm probably doing it wrong by everybody's standards, but I refuse to do like projected numbers. Those are fake numbers.
Right.
My thing is, look, do a good job, work hard, sell stuff, kill the bugs, and more comes. If I hit a certain number, great. If I don't, great. And also the one thing that kind of changes everybody with that thinking is because they have debt. I have zero debt in the business. So if I'm at a certain level, I'm putting money back. So when I do need that truck, I can just go get it. I ain't worried about.
Yeah, and I think the number necessarily doesn't mean that you're either succeeding or failing. It's what it is that you're like. We sustained a 25% between 25% sustained growth for 5 years. And that was very manageable for me. Anything more than that, it gets uncomfortable.
Actually, my metric is, for the first 3 years, it was 3 years in before I paid my mortgage on time.
Yeah.
So now that, I'm feeding my family, I'm not rich by any means, but
Right, right.
we're paying our bills, and we got some put back. I'm happy. So growth at this point
It's
is
cherry.
gravy.
It's the cherry
Yeah.
on top. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I think that's a measurement of, do I want to grow? And then do I want to grow so much? And then how much more do I want to grow past myself?
Yeah. And that's where I'm having the biggest troubles, because right now, I mean, it's me and another, got one technician, and my role is mostly sales and all the admin stuff, and he's doing the killing. Um, I want to grow, but that puts me more in the field, which not doing exactly the stuff that we're talking about now. And with the YouTube, we've got and the blogs, we've got a heck of a lot of content, but it comes in spurts, because I just, I'm in the field. Like, yes, we were talking yesterday. I was like, oh crap, I got to go out in the field.
Right.
And it gets bifurcated pretty bad. So, like, when I came back, every time I come back from PJB, and I've got one today, I've got a nice fat list of to-dos. It may take me 6 months to weed through that,
That's
but
fine.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But it when it gets bifurcated so much, everything is just extremely slower. I need to be in a position where uh, I'm not in the field as much. I'm nowhere near that point in the business.
How
And
many hours a day are you in the field?
3 or 4, 4 or 5, depends on the day. Sometimes all day, sometimes zero.
Right.
It's all over the place.
Right.
But I'd say average half.
Half a day. Okay. And the other half, you're doing admin stuff and sales.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That does fill up your day. I mean, that does. What I do is I just set I have ADD like Max. And unless I set routines, I can't get anything accomplished, because
Yeah.
my mind is all over the place all the time. It's like being in here. It's like being in a one of those nuclear reactors where things are just bouncing around in there and they're not hitting anything.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, you see this green screen behind me, the whole time I'm thinking, we're talking here, and my brain's my
But
side
that's how we're
brain.
wired. That's how we're
Yeah,
wired.
I'm
So,
thinking, what can I
so you
do
got
with
to
this
create
thing?
routines. Like, one of the things that I do is I got lists. Like, you saw my Asana list right here. Let me show you something. This is a great tool that is free for you. That might work out great. Let me hold on a second. I'm going to show you this. Let me share my screen with you here. All right. So where's my Asana? Here we go. All right, let me open this up here. Put it up a little bit more. Asana is where I use for project management. Here is the Pest Geek podcast. This is all the stuff that we have projected to do.
Yeah, I got one of them lists.
Okay, but we chip away at it. Like, here, wait, it gets better.
How do you eat an elephant?
How do you eat an elephant? And here is Nature Pest.
Yeah.
And here's a project, which is his project that I'm helping him on, my video guy. And we're working on this project.
Yeah.
Here is one that's meditate on the scripture. This is a project I've been working on for 2 years on doing a Bible meditation video series. Wait, the plant nursery show, and there's more. And my internet is so freaking slow. I've got all of these projects. So how do we chip away at it? Every day we have a meeting. Every afternoon at 2:30, we sit down on the phone and say, okay, what are we chipping away at? I did this morning. I did this video. I did this one. I got this off my list. Here's, your list. And everything is uploaded, and we're highly organized. Unless we become highly organized, it's chaos, because his mind is worse than mine. We would be a total mess. The thing is, we work well together because he's all creative and I'm more analytical.
Yeah.
And that's why he got all the video right and he got everything right. And then he missed all the SEO stuff because SEO to him doesn't click, doesn't register. It's something that he's learning now. So I just got to let him do it and then go in and say, hey, you missed half of this. And then he goes back in and fixes it. But I got to let him do it because if I don't let him, if I hold his hand, he'll never learn to do it. So I got to take the hits. And the hits is anybody going to die because my video didn't get 100 views? No, I don't care. But we're getting the content out. I mean, daily we're producing. Pest Geek will produce one a day right now, and Nature Pest will produce one a day right now.
Okay, so let me ask you this. This is one thing I've always struggled, and we've heard of pod fade. We all know somebody who's pod faded, and YouTube does the same thing. Mine are I guess more produced than like yours.
You're overproduced.
Probably, but
Yeah.
see, I used to own a recording studio and a video studio.
Right.
So that's kind of my wheelhouse. In fact, when we first started and the phone wasn't ringing and we had nothing to kill, well, I can at least sit down at my computer and make a video and overproduce it, you know?
Yeah.
We
used to do the same thing. We did actual television production together.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked in an actual TV studio producing a TV show. So yeah, I get it.
So my thing has always been, I've been doing a season a year, you know, and I'll shoot them and edit them and all that kind of stuff in the winter when we ain't got anything to do, and sandbag them, but it doesn't. So I've got this big dead space, and then
you lose your audience.
I start releasing them, you know, weekly throughout the bug season. You know, that my thinking is that's when people are looking at stuff, and
to get the algorithm. Remember, you're not dealing with television, you're dealing with algorithms.
Yeah.
And you've got to. I went ahead and I had my YouTube channel on Nature Pest, and I got to like 2,000, and then I started doing daily, just daily, anything.
Yeah, there's no way I could do that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Here is the deal. You're overthinking it and you're overproducing it. You're putting way too much time into production and zero time into content.
Yeah.
You need to put the time into content. If you can stand in front of a plant and talk about that plant and the bugs that are on that plant, record it, take it into the studio, chop it up, put 2 bumpers on it, upload it, SEO it, you're done in less than an hour a day.
Oh, boy.
I would get them done from my phone using an app, and I would record them, put the bumpers on it right there, not fix the audio or nothing, slap the bumpers on them, upload them to YouTube. When I got home, I would SEO it in 15 minutes. You can literally do this just video alone, a 1-minute video, 2-minute video, 8-minute, it doesn't matter. You could do it in less than an hour. Upload it, SEO'd, done.